So today we're going to cover section 4 from chapter 6. Today we're going to learn about the triangle midsegment. So first thing we're going to do is define what a midsegment is. And a midsegment is a segment that connects the midpoints of the two sides of a triangle. Every triangle has 3, which are going to form a midsegment triangle. So notice the little red triangle inside is called the midsegment triangle. So what you're going to do is find the midpoints of each of the sides, and then you'll connect the two midpoints that are straight across from each other. Again, if it helps you to turn your iPad, you can do that. Then you'd find the midpoint of this one and then draw it across. And then lastly, you could do it over here and then draw in the 3 midsegments. We can tell that M, P, and N are all midpoints because of the congruent marks on the sides. So notice this side is, or this segment is congruent to this because point M is the midpoint. Same thing over here on AC. N would be the midpoint of AC, and I can tell that because AN is congruent to NC. And then the same thing for the BC. BP is congruent to PC, so I know that point P is the midpoint. So again, this is another format that you can memorize. 2 times DE equals AC. Everybody good? Anybody need it? Okay. Okay, so again, the segment connecting the midpoints of the two sides of a triangle, it's going to be parallel to the third side, and it'll be half as long as that side. So in this picture, DE is the midsegment of triangle ABC. Notice the arrows on the line here. This is indicating that this segment is parallel to this one. It's not stating that they're congruent. That's a parallel indicator. Let's try an example. So it says triangles are used for strength in roof trusses. In the diagram, UV and VW are midsegments of triangle SRT. It wants us to find the length of UV and RS. So let's take a look here. So we can see that UV here, let's see, maybe I can do it in red. So here's UV, and I can see that it's a midsegment. So then I know it's parallel to RT. And I know that the length of UV is going to be half as long as RT. So I would do 90 divided by 2. And the length of UV equals 45. For RS is over here. And I can see that the midsegment VW is right here, outlined in black. So I know that these are parallel, and I know that the length of VW is half of the length of SR, but in this case, what we can do is 2 times 57 to get the length of RS. So 2 times 57 is going to give me 114. So the length of RS is 114. You could also name it as SR. Same thing over here. This could also be VU. So we're either multiplying or dividing by 2, depending on what's given to you. All right, so now here it says to complete the table. I know you can't really tell that it was a table. So what we're going to do here is we're going to be filling in the missing pieces. So we're going to treat this as 3 different problems. So go ahead and add some lines here so you can sort of see. So then we can draw these down. Okay, so we're going to go straight across horizontally. So I'm going to go ahead and do part A, and I'm going to label my picture for what's given to me. So AB is 12. So AB is this segment right here. It's the outside of the triangle, and that entire length is 12. Now, it's telling me that each of these points here, R, S, and T, are midpoints, so that I know that RT here is the midsegment of that triangle, so it's going to be half of the length of AB. So RT is going to be 6. So I can come over here and write 6. Next, let's go to the next piece of given, and that's BC. BC is this side of the triangle, and it's going to be parallel to this midsegment, RS. So if BC equals 14, then I know half of 14 is going to be 7, which will be RS. And then lastly, AC is equal to 18, which is over here. And it's parallel to this midsegment, ST. So half of 18 is going to be 9. Now we're still using the same picture. So now I'm going to erase all of my numbers on it, and now I'm going to do line B. So now we're changing the numbers and use what's given in line B. So the first piece of given was BC again. This time they told us BC is 15. And I can see that the midsegment that it's parallel to is RS. So to find the length of RS, I'm going to do 15 divided by 2, which is going to give me 7.5. You can also write it as a mixed number if you prefer. The next piece of given information is AC. AC is over here. It's 22. So to find the length of the midsegment that it's parallel to is ST. 22 divided by 2 is 11. Now my next piece of given information is the length of RT. RT is a midsegment. The last column that we need to fill in is AB. So if they give me that this piece is 10, to find the length of the outside of the triangle, I have to double it. So this is going to be 20. Now I'm going to erase all the numbers, and now we're going to do line C. So the first piece that was given to me was AB, which is over here. It's 10. So then I know its midsegment that it's parallel to is RT. Half of 10 is going to be 5. The next piece of given information is the length of ST. That's the next column that has a number. This is 9. So the side of the triangle it's parallel to is AC. I need to double the 9, so 9 times 2, and this side will be 18. And then the last side that's given to me is 7.8 for RS, which is here. I can see it's parallel to BC. I need to double it, so you can either times it by 2 or add it to itself. 2 times 8, 16, 7, 14, 15.6. So as you can see, to find a missing either mid-segment length or a side length, the side of the triangle, if we're looking for, if they give us a mid-segment, we double it, we times it by 2 to find the side of the triangle. or if they give us the side of the triangle and we want to find the mid-segment length, we'll divide it by 2. So it says to use triangle GHJ, where A, B, and C are all the midpoints. So it's telling us if GH, which is this big side here, equals 7x minus 1, and BC, this little piece here, equals 4x minus 3, what's the length of GH? Now, we're still doing the same thing that we just did with the numbers. I do need to set it up algebraically. So I know that 2 times BC is going to equal GH. Or I could divide it by 2. I think it's a lot easier to take the smaller one and distribute a 2 versus to divide it. So I'm going to put BC, 4x minus 3 in here. Set it equal to 7x minus 1. I need to distribute. And now I need to move my like terms together. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 7x. I get x minus 6 equals negative 1. Add the 6. X equals 5. Now it didn't ask for x. It wanted me to find the length of GH. And remember, GH equals 7x minus 1. So 7 times 5 is 35. Minus 1, GH equals 34. If they would have asked for BC, I would have plugged it into the 4x minus 3. So that's all for mid-segment. You do have a homework assignment. It's on Canvas and it's due tomorrow. We do have a test on all of Chapter 6. It's a week from tomorrow. So it's not tomorrow, Friday, but the next week. So we have 2 more lessons after this.